How do I do it all? The Brezza gives me the power.
A midweek double-header coming our way in the IPL, and it starts on Tuesday afternoon with Kolkata Knight Riders hosting Lucknow Super Giants at Eden Gardens. Both these teams coming in on the back of significant victories. Let's build up to match number 21 on Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPN Cricinfo Timeout in the company of Sanjay, Bangar and Ambati Rayudu. Thank you, gentlemen, for your time. Let's talk Lucknow Super Giants. And while a lot of the attention, and rightly so, has been on Rishabh Pant's lack of runs, one batter who's consistently made runs is Mitchell Marsh. He has as many 50s this season, Sanjay, as he did through his entire IPL career before this. What stood out in how Marsh has come out of the blocks, especially considering he's coming on the back of an injury layoff?
First things first, I mean, he's very clear what he wants to do, that he's made it clear to the management that he's only here as a batter. He's not going to bowl. So the onus again is on himself, that if he's playing as a pure batsman, he has certain expectation of himself that actually motivates the player big time, that he's here and he's here for a reason. Number two is that the company that he has in terms of personal batting around him, Makram as well as Puran, they generally are not putting a lot of pressure on him in terms of the run rate. So in fact, he can take the bowlers from ball one, and I believe that that sort of an approach has certainly helped him start the tournament in such a wonderful fashion.
Yeah, and he's been some enforcer in the power plays already. More runs in the first 6 overs than any other batter at this early stage of the season. What sort of plans do KKR need to come up with to try and keep Marsh quiet?
I think a lot of slow balls, towards the good length, not too full, because he's hitting really well straight down the ground. We have seen some nice shots over the bowler, over mid-off. So definitely pace off for him, and spin early in the power play, might do the trick against Marsh and Makram if he's opening. So yeah, and also lengths are very, very important.
Right. When we consider KKR's opening, Sunil Narine started the season with 44 of 26 against RCB, a couple of quiet outings. And more than these quiet outings, there's a larger trend coming about of Narine getting dismissed quite often by Yorkers and full-length deliveries. How do you view that? Is that something teams are going to target Narine with now?
I mean, whatever, because the data transfers very quickly, and the analysts make sure that the bowlers know of what's happening. And why is it happening? Is it because that Narine is sort of premeditating a lot of short balls, and that's where the balls which are on the fuller lengths are causing a number of his dismissals? So one thing is, Narine could think a little bit differently, expect the full ball first and then react to the short ball. And if that happens, then the bowler may just go to the other plan. So it's a cat and mouse game, but it's an enticing contest, no doubt.
Yeah, and it feels like an exact narrative switching on its head, because that was last season. Perhaps bowlers were too guilty of trying to go short, because at that point, the data suggested that will get Narine out. As it stands from the start of IPL 2024, it's 8 dismissals in 48 full-length or Yorker deliveries. How do you see him countering that and having the kind of success he managed to have last season?
I think I see KKR countering that by sending Moeen Ali to open, because he is in the batting lineup when you say in the last game. So they have enough people to go and open and maybe give Narine a little break in terms of, his opening slot, because the ball's moving around a lot more than last year, if you see, because there's not much dew around, and also the ball swinging a little more than say a couple of overs. It is swinging for about 3 or 4, especially if you're playing in Wankhede or even in Eden Gardens. And maybe it doesn't suit Narine that much at this point in time. So maybe KKR might look at sending someone else.
Would be an interesting one if they do, because in the last game they played, Moeen Ali and Ramandeep Singh were passengers who neither batted nor bowled. Now in this contest, one key phase is going to be how Lucknow's batters go against Varun Chakravarti. He's had the wood on a lot of them. He's had a good start to this season. You feel like Varun versus the bulk of LSG's score could be a defining passage of this game?
Yeah, they have two really good, wonderful bowlers in Sunil Narine and Varun, and that's where they would look to counter the strength of LSG batting. And if you look at the batting prowess as well in LSG. It is basically Markram, Marsh, Puran and Miller. So overseas batters are the current strength, and against them you would want to use a lot of spin. So I believe that they can certainly look to start with either Varun or Narayan in the power play and give as little pace as possible to these batters in the first 6 overs.
Yeah, because Varun did trouble Markram a lot in the series India played in South Africa late last year. Same was true for David Miller, and he also has strong numbers against Rishabh Pant. Which way do you see this going?
I think Varun definitely has the upper hand because, he's quite an improved bowler now, and also his lengths have become far better. He doesn't give you loose balls anymore. And the kind of variations that he has developed is quite commendable. And also, when he bowls his googlies and also leg spin, he's getting the dip now. The ball falls further away from the batsman. So it is quite interesting, and he's a much improved bowler, and he will definitely trouble the LSG batsman. And I think the best way they can counter him, I think, would be to maybe just hang back a little, not commit themselves too much on the front foot, because lots of teams have been doing that and struggling against Varun. So it's better to just maybe wait for the shorter ball.
All right, Rayudu, Sanjay, thank you so much for setting the game up for us. The head-to-head reads 3-2 in favour of Lucknow Super Giants, but it was KKR who did the double last year. Let's see what's in store this time around.
How do I do it all? The Brezza gives me the power.